Yeah, guy sitting beside me set the tone. That's why we won the game. Those two guys on the mound were outstanding, and a huge play by Casey Cook. I appreciate these guys all the time, the importance of pitching and defense, not giving away outs. I thought we defended really well today, too, on the infield, in the outfield. Carly in those big games, I thought he was outstanding, set the tone. And we could not couldn't scratch. And then Mac, big swing of the bat, obviously bridged the gap for us, and then Pence finished it off. So a great win for our guys.
All right, again, if you have a question, we have a mic in the crowd here, so raise your hand. Go ahead and get started here.
Hey, Max, Ariel Bonham, Tar Heel Tribune. There was some questioning of your wind-up or something from the umpires. What was going on there, and did that motivate you, and what do you know about that?
Yeah, there was just something going on with my wind-up. Something I've been doing for the last 2 years, step forward, and then a little pause in my motion here and there, but just got to adjust and, make the next pitch. That's all you can focus on.
But did that fire you up?
Yeah.
And then it kind of reminded me of when State questioned a pitcher and that fired him up.
Yep, Knapp earlier in the season.
Right,
I remember that, yep.
Make sure y'all talk into that thing once you can.
Adam Smith with Inside Carolina. Max, I mean, postseason start in a big moment, it's nothing foreign for you at this point in your career. Like, did the experience of last season, did you try to draw on any of that today, being, you're in an elimination game in the NCAA tournament? Like, did that factor into your mentality at all?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of guys on this team that have experience in games like this. We were in the same position we were last year. And we all just, heels are good when the backs are against the wall. So, we just stick with the process, keep doing what we've been doing all year, stay strong from the neck up, and just keep going.
Mike LaPresta, NCAA.com for both of you. When you're in a tough grind like this today, what kind of psychological lift is it when you see a guy reach over the wall and take away a two-run homer?
Yeah, it's hard to find words to describe that feeling. It was a game-changing play for sure. And, all 8 other guys on the field playing defense behind me have been phenomenal and making plays like that all year. So it's nothing foreign, but it feels really good.
Mac, was it a giant relief to put a swing on that ball for the 3-run homer? And, like, what wasn't happening for you last night, and what were you trying to work your way through up until getting to that point in the 7th inning where you hit the ball out? Just what was going on?
Yeah, my timing hasn't felt really good these last 2 days. And I mean, that's kind of baseball. I felt like the past month, my timing, I was on time for every single pitch. So I mean, you can't be perfect every single day, and it's just kind of a matter of time. Like, you're gonna go through a little slump or lull, but just focusing on my timing pregame today, and just trying to make sure I'm in a good position to swing. So.
Can you tell us about that at bat?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was. I don't know. I had 2 strikes, and I was really just focused on getting my foot down as early as possible to just be on time for the fastball, and then left a breaking ball up. So.
Mac, I noticed on your arm it said it's swamp time. Could you explain that and what that means?
Yeah. So, my nickname on the team is Donkey, and then like in the movie Shrek, he's like, "Get out my swamp." So.
Was that just for this game, or is that something you've had on your arm for a long time?
Oh no, I just wrote that today. Just switch it up a little bit, but yeah.
Then I wanted to ask Matt, you had 82 pitches. Do you feel like you could have gone longer, or was it on a hot day like this, you just can't go as long?
Yeah, no, it was. Obviously I wanted to keep going, but I trust my coaches and their decisions to go with Pence there, and I fully, have utmost confidence in our pitching staff, and Dalton Pence got the job done, and he shut the door real well.
We have time for a couple more here for the student athletes.
Max, did you give Casey a hard time I guess, did he misplay the ball in right field there where it got through him or what? I mean, he obviously has the Webb Gym play of the day, and then he kind of screwed up there a little bit. Like,
Yeah,
what'd you have to say to him about it?
I can't say anything to him about it because of what he did earlier in the game. So, it doesn't even out. What those 8 guys, him, Horvath, Honeycutt, the outfielders, what they've been doing for us all year is pretty spectacular.
He did get his chops busted pretty hard, though. They gave him a hard time.
All right, one final question for the student athletes. We'll go to Mike here with the NCAA.
To continue the swamp line of questioning, where did Donkey come from?
I'm just Donkey. That's just my nickname. That's all there is.
On PS4, his username or whatever is Donkey Teeth. So that's where it came from, and we all just started calling him Donkey because we play PS4 together. That's where it came from. Teeth, like teeth.
And on that note, you guys are dismissed.
Thank
Congrats on the win today, and we'll see you tomorrow, guys. And if you do have any follow-up questions, you can get with Jody. He can arrange those for you. Thanks, guys. All right, now we'll get to questions with Coach.
Here you go.
Scott, could you explain what happened there? How did it first come up when you had extended conversations with the umpire, apparently about what they saw in Carlson's delivery?
I thought he should have came to me first. We went to Carlson, but anyway, he's had the same delivery, but I have learned, to take a deep breath and talk like I should and just get the explanation. And then at the end of the day, if it's a rule, you got to make the adjustment. So you got to give Carlson credit. He took a deep breath. He understood that he had to step back and he had to have a continuous delivery. And when you've had the same delivery all year and you're able to make that change, all credit goes to him, because some kids, that'll get in their head a little bit, and I didn't see it get in his head at all. If anything, it did the opposite. He got ticked off and he put the foot on the gas. So I was glad it happened, to be honest with you.
So unlike the Nat State situation, this was the umpire coming up
Yeah,
with it.
yep.
Totally.
It was the umpire, and he said it's just big in the rule book, or something like this always seems to happen in the postseason. And now it just doesn't surprise me, and it's how you respond to it. And I preach it to our guys, so you can't get all ticked off. You just got to make the adjustment.
But obviously you needed a win, but you needed Carlson to go that long to save your pitching staff. That had to be
When we
huge.
talked to our pitching staff today, we didn't talk about anything but winning today. That's what we did last year. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch the end of I did watch the 2 games, but we've been in the position. That's just what I told our guys. It doesn't matter if you lose the first game or the second game; it's the same. You still have to do the same thing. So it starts with this game, just like it did, last year.
Scott said Max said Tar Heels are good when their backs are against the wall. I mean, isn't that the way he sort of approaches games like this? Like,
Yeah.
he sort of wants it. He wants the moment, I think.
Yeah, and you have to know your team. That we've got older players that were in this exact same situation, except we lost the night game tonight to VCU. But when you look at it, it's the same of what you have to do to come back and win a regional. And our guys know we have a deep pitching staff. We have guys that are throwing the ball a lot better. So you got to just take care of today and not look at what you have to do down the road, but you're capable of doing it, especially if you've done it before.
Do we have any more questions for Coach? We have time for a couple more.
With Pitt's pitching, who are you looking at tomorrow and potentially in a night game?
Yeah, we've got a lot of options. Padgett comes to mind. Today was his birthday. That also is a reason he came to mind. AC only threw 40 pitches. Dalton Pence only threw 22 pitches. The only thing I can tell you this time of year, the only guy that's out tomorrow is Carlson. Knapp threw 54 pitches, maybe 50, 58. He told me he was available today. So we'll work hard and figure out. We'll probably know earlier who we would throw against Iowa because we've already played them. But we'll watch this game tonight and stay up and get the report ready for whoever we have to play and announce that starter after the game. But it could be, my guess, it would be Padgett or AC potentially.
Mac obviously had the rough night last night, and before he homered today, he's for the regional. He was 0 for 7 with 5 strikeouts. I mean, with him, do you have to say anything to him? Do you want to say anything to him, or does he just figure that? Does he just go about figuring it out himself? Is he to that point where he just does it himself?
Well, yeah. If you want to, if you the power of the tongue obviously is vital as a coach. So you want to pick your words wisely, and you want to do something that's going to be productive or not say anything at all. And the only thing I said to Mac is, you're taking pitches and your hands are really drifting with you. So just try to. We talked about getting your foot down and keep your hands back so you're in that launch position, because he's so strong. Even if he's out front a little bit, and if he keeps his hands back, he's got a chance to do something. And I was glad that thankfully they threw a breaking ball there, and he was in that good position, because he's made a lot of teams pay when they've hung breaking balls throughout the year. But yeah, I mean, that's why you leave him in the 2-hole, and he's just your guy. It is what it is.
We have time for one final question for Coach, if there is one. And all right, one more. Here we go.
Did you have any thought of letting Carlson go another inning or so, or what played into that decision?
I mean, how hard Coach Gaines and Coach Wiersbicki and Coach Howell work. I mean, I watch usually one game, and then I have my opinion because I want to be prepared to give it. But I've also been in their shoes and over 20 years as an assistant coach. I know how much work they put in. Coach Gaines was very decisive, like, hey, we need to go to Pence. It's a better matchup. He struggles against left-handers. And I agreed. I think Dalton Pence has been one of our best guys down the stretch. So at that point, it was a pretty easy decision for us.